Hi, good morning, class 10. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing great and happy and taking care of yourselves. A belated happy Vishwakarma Puja which passed yesterday. And I hope you guys are getting ready for your exams as well. And just tell you, brief you up, just study your chapters properly. Go through the chapter, read properly so that you know each and everything what is there in the chapter, so that when there are MCQs taking place, you know that you know actually what is there inside it. So if you get a question, suppose about someone's age or a date, if you know that specific date, you know there are four options, so it's much more easier for you. So for MCQs, the best advice, the most important advice is to always read your chapters properly, thoroughly. That's how you can go ahead and do exercises and solve questions for MCQs, no matter which exam you're doing. Is it class 10 or you're doing your UPSC or anything? UPSC also has got questions from class 6 history. So history never changes, science never changes, nothing can change. So there's only a different type and a different perspective of learning and system of learning. So that's what it is all about. So at the end of the day, that you have to study, you have to work hard. If you don't work hard, success is not going to come to you. So please do it and take care of it. Okay, so we're back in English, and we're going to do Amanda. Amanda is actually a poem written by Robin Klein. Now Robin is a lady. Robin is a bird actually, so it can be named. Female names are called Robin. There are Robin Williams also. Robin is a name of a person also, or a man. Famous film star Robin Williams, and this Robin Klein. She's from Australia, and she has written this nice story poem for a little girl, Amanda, who's very suppressed and depressed with her family. She's been treated not properly, and so this is all about what she's a type of literature writer, and she's still alive, and she's 84 years of age, Robin Klein, and she was one of the 9 children of her family, 9 children, and her first book was published at the age of 16. She worked in a number of jobs before she became an established writer, including tea lady at a warehouse, bookshop assistant, nurse, copper enamelist, and a program aide at a school for disadvantaged children. 1981, she was awarded the Literature Board grant for writing, and since then she has had more than 20 books published. She was educated in Newcastle Girls High School. So it doesn't matter what you do, what your job is, as long as you are good at it and you want to do it and you have that exposure, nothing can stop you in this world. People can do any type of jobs. After all, we are all human beings. As long as we are not stealing, killing, murdering, or raping, or unwanted ways of earning money. Okay, so as long as we do anything, we will be rewarded as per as our work, as per we do what is our karma. Whatever we do, we'll get back. Okay, so that's what it is all about. And what else to say? I just wanted to say is that this is a poem about it's a theme actually, rather, if I can say it in that way. It's a torture and ill treatment of young children by their parents. Amanda is a young girl who is constantly insulted by her parents for various mistakes she commits. Now, as a child, we sometimes feel depressed and sorrowful in order to escape from the daily ill treatment. We want to be free. We want to get out. We want to enjoy. Our childhood is to be free and enjoyment. And it's a kind of harassment, which is very bad. For the childhood, harassment is not good. Mentally, we get disturbed and our life changes. No matter what happens, we cannot change that. You know, childhood is such a thing. Training is something else, and torturing is something else. Tutoring is something else. Taking instruction is something else. It can be said in many ways. After all, the children, they have their part of living their life. You know, mother, father want something, but at the same time, it can be said in many different ways. It's what to say. Uh, I'm quite not knowing about it, how to explain it to you. It's a very difficult topic. That how to treat children. Children are very important, first of all. We must know how to treat them. They are not just come into the world, we give birth to them, the mother gives birth and they come in. So that was a very nice saying which was said in your last chapter which we did. It was my childhood, right? It was not you. APJ Abdul Kalam, I guess it was not you, class 9, I guess. Where APJ Abdul Kalam's father tells his mother that he has come from you, he is not yours. You are the source for him to come into the world. He is not yours. His thoughts are his own self. His life is his own. A child's life is his own. We have to only take care of it till that child does not grow big. Even the tiger, even the lion, even the elephant, takes care of their babies or kids or whatever. And then when they grow up, they have their own way of going about it. Even a bird, as long as mother is feeding, remember that word, that flying seagull. Till it did not learn to fly, it was there, its mother was very concerned. But after that, you cannot rule over someone else's life. You cannot keep on pinching someone. Do this, do that. Oh, you are not like that. You can't do it. This, that. We cannot demoralize someone. Demoralizing is very bad. Someone can do it to me also. Sometimes it's good to be quiet. Sometimes it's good to react in a proper way or to explain what actually is hurting you. But there are some people who don't understand. They keep on pinching on children. They think children are just because they've come into the world, they have to listen to whatever we say. There are ways about how to get things done. Children are to be loved. Otherwise, why bring them into the world? What need? And then you treat them badly. So that is not done. That is not done. I am very much against it. Children get scolded for eating too much of chocolate, which causes pimples. Always someone is always pinpointing you. Don't eat this, don't eat that. If you do this, this will happen. The freedom is not there. The freedom is there, but it's being captured by someone. They think now, if we think it in that perspective of the parents' perspective or something, they are trying to be very careful, or even too much being careful is very bad. Right. So that is what we come to know. It is natural for a child to seek freedom and to curb on that freedom or to block that freedom means to make that person angry or moody, and to have someone nagging around you or judging every action what you do you think it will do good to that child? And there are children who are not allowed to do anything without permission, which is also bad. Sometimes we go into delusions. Sometimes we can't think. Now, sometimes mothers think that my daughter is still small, she's still a girl, she must live the life as I want it. How she sits, how she's going to stand, how she's going. That's type of caring, but too much of caring is again a problem. And children are full of life, freedom. But every freedom has got a limit. There are many children of this age who are victims of too much control of their parents. Such children, tend to live their thoughts, their freedom rather, however, to live their freedom in their thoughts. They can't express it. They are dying inside. She's been compared to Rapunzel. Rapunzel was a girl inside a tower. She was locked. It was her freeness. She was enjoyed the safety, calmness in that tower. And she thinks that she'll not allow anyone into the tower of hers to come inside and dominate her. So it is all about a child can think. How difficult it is for children to compromise their freedom and behave according to the societal norms, as this not only, can I say, restrains them, but also is responsible for making a child lose her or his individuality, as controlling all of them would simply take love. Okay, I'll come back in the next video. It's a very tough thing we have to understand.